Now with this follow-up sequence nicely set up, so let's look at how the notes are being applied. That would be really interesting to see, and basically see how the internal form looks like at contact level, as well as to look at how to call up a saved shortlist of people. So first, let's go into a contact. So let's say I have sent a follow-up messages to this person, and I have then made a follow-up call, and I want to log the follow-up call. So I'll add a note, and the template which you have created will come here, right? So here we have a note to say this is a KIV situation, and why are they not interested? Well, they say that I'm busy, call in August, right? Okay, but at the same time I know that she likes he likes chocolate and has a chihuahua. Okay, so why is this important? Because you might lose track of what you've discussed, and these are some personal information that would really make the conversation relevant for them. So finish off with any notification that you want and save. So in this case, I would then be initiating the KIV sequence, and of course this sequence will stop here because this form has not been filled up, So I would also then document down, okay, hey, we have taken down some notes about the call, but then let's look at how to continue the conversation. So I'm looking for what are they interested in internal form, what are they interested in filling that form. Okay, so that should show up as the fields that we have created, like so. Review date, send what information, and is this a HR T&D person? So let's say I'm following up sometime in August, and let's say I want to follow up August 12th, right? And I want them to receive information about speaking engagement. Save, right? And that will trigger off the subsequent actions. That is the speaking engagement. They'll send them the email about the corporate speaking. That's why you should always do some relabeling, right? Good. Okay, and then finally, if that results in a new opportunity being created, then I could create that opportunity, right? And perhaps if there is a long-term sequence here, this allows us to get out of that long-term sequence by creating an opportunity. So that's it for this activation. Now let's look at in the situation that in this case I have met many people, and I want to know who are the ones that I want to follow up in August. And I want to know which are the speaking engagements that I want that to follow up in August. So what I do is in the contact filtering system to find all those that have a tag of KIV speaking, okay, and the custom field of the next follow-up date, which is I will have a next review date. And in the selection of the filtering, we can specify a date to date, right, from a particular date to particular date, or I can filter by today, last 30 days, month to date, year to date. We can also filter by how many days ago or how many days after today. So there's a few ways to trigger off reminders here, but in this case I wanted August, so I want to know all the follow-ups that I need to make in August, right, so that I can generate a whole list of people that I'm supposed to call. Okay, so these are the two criteria, and search. I should see only one, right? So we have look at this contact, and these are the things I have to follow up. And you can see in the interactive view, the information is pretty much canned, and there's a good chance that you want to see the relevant information instead of what you see here. So you can also go to the columns and just pick up what you want to really see. So in this case, I'm not really keen to look at the state nor the email, right? Company name, yes, I might still want that, but maybe what else I would may like to be interested to talk about. Maybe if there is a more information, is whether maybe the gender information perhaps, or even the maybe some notes that I have taken, right? So then that will really give me more information that is relevant than what I see on the default settings here. So notice that there is basically just about there's a limited amount of data you can put here, right? And you notice that you also can make a quick edit at this point of time, and that is very convenient rather than opening up the contact detail itself. And finally, let's save this filter as August speaker engagement follow-ups. Okay, and I let this to be shared with everyone, my whole team. I might want to add this to my home page, that is the desktop, but in this case, okay, never mind, let's add that in and see how that looks like. Okay, and guess what, we have that as a safe search, and I can go back to this anytime. So example, let's say I get start over again, and guess what, this is ready for you. And in August, when you reach end of July, just click, oh, who am I going to talk to in August? Well, the whole list is there for you to follow up. You can also export out, or you can create a task, create appointments, and do all sorts of stuff with this shortlist. I hope you found this useful, and that basically ends the second part of the networking follow-up sequence. The category 3 potential future client sequence is pretty much the same, but in this situation, we are looking at somebody who would not fit as a future client, but might be useful to put him into a long-term sequence, right? And here is what we're going to do. We're going to send him an email one day after the event, and have a few link triggers to see whether their lead score is high, and on the second email 3 days later to see drop him some reference again to few triggers to see whether are they really interested, and then touch base every 3 months. Well, I'm not gonna really talk about this, because whatever that you have learned so far, you definitely will be able to construct this yourself. So I will add this to, however, I will add this into the follow-up exhibition and follow-up for networking sequence. So if you decide to purchase our campaigns and do a quick load to your campaign builder, it will be really just ready for you, and you can just edit the emails. So what we have practiced so far is a host of functionality that Infusionsoft does, inclusive of text, notes, tasks, and even the internal forms, right? So these are the stuff that we have actually practiced, and using lead scoring, behavior targeting, segmented communications, and even using safe searches and the dashboard. So I hope that you have enjoyed these networking follow-up campaign sequence sessions, and I look forward to see you in other campaigns where we will be building very exciting campaigns. For example, this Facebook opt-in, how to integrate Infusionsoft forms into other third-party applications. In this example, we will integrate into Facebook so that your followers can opt in easily into via Facebook. And we also will talk about a event registration follow-up, whereby you can basically manage events, pre-event sequences, and send post-event sequences, right? And I will also be covering instances of how to set up e-commerce for some specific simple order categories, as well as setting up affiliate and referral partner links, right? Do look out for those videos while I build them up. It seems that recording does take a bit of time, so bear with me. Have a good weekend. Goodbye.